Alrighty. Ooh, would help if I had some background music going. That would probably be great. There we go. Alright, let me just let people know that I'm live. Was just downloading a new version of DaVinci Resolve for some video editing, because I might be helping my friend with starting some business ventures. Just trying to be about that life. How's everybody doing? Okay. Let me just let people know that the stream is live. Okay. Okay. So now I've let people know that the stream is live. There's a random roach that's running around in this room, and I think it came in with me, and I want to kill it because there's no other roaches down here, and I don't want there to be roaches down here. So how's everybody's day going? Aw. I hope Okusen's able to make it tonight. I just saw him post in Discord that he really wanted to make it to the stream. Let me tag him and see if he's gonna make it. I asked him if he's gonna be able to make it tonight. We're just doing some chill vibes. Let me boop Silva. Normally Silva's here by now. Just gonna lightly boop Silva. Maybe Silva got busy. But if nobody shows up, I'll still do my thing. Alright, Okusen's not gonna be able to make it, so that's fine. Maybe it was a mistake to do this directly after the previous stream. Maybe it was. I'm a little worried about the one roach I saw running around, because I'm like, roaches still require another roach to like populate, right? I really need to kill it. Maybe oh, there's Silva. Oh, no worries, Silva. I just didn't know if you got busy or what was going on. Oh, doing that last second grinding. So like, I've been doing some research on Final Fantasy 14, and it's like there's oh, you reached a leveling goal? It's good to pace yourself. Let's change the just chatting screen. Have you been questing with Hattie? Not tonight? Okay. So you're just doing that solo leveling? What level is your main job? Oh no, Silva. Oh, wow. You've been about that grind life. There is this. It's so annoying. I might have to make characters based on them. There is. We'll hopefully be level 60 tomorrow. I'm not even into the first expansion, but as soon as I hit it, I will get 5 new skills. Oh, okay. I don't know if you heard me mention, but down here in the basement where I am, there is one single fly. I think it's a fruit fly, and there just recently popped up one single cockroach. One single roach. And I can't kill them. I can't track them down. And it dawned on me that I should probably kill them before they start laying eggs and more bugs come down here. Yes, kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. And I was saying it's so bizarre and so so annoying. Maybe I should make characters based on the one mosquito and the one roach that just never gets squished. So if you hear a random thud, that's my desk taking minus 10 HP as I'm swatting at the roach or the fly. So I am kill it with fire. If I kill it with fire, then what's gonna happen to my computer? But if I kill it with fire, what's gonna happen to my computer? I like my computer. All my friends are inside it. Yes, Silva, you are trapped inside my computer. You must be my one friend. Uh. It's funny. So I was spending time with my... Oh, there is not, Silva. Don't you dare. How dare you question my say-so-ness? Oh my gosh, I can see Silver doing that. What'd you think of that thing I linked to you about Haruka trying to dance? Hey, Tempest CFV. I went live like 10 minutes ago. Like 10, 15 minutes ago. Why? What's up, Tempest? Yeah, it was so glitchy and clippy. I thought it was hilarious. Oh, it's no problem, Tempest CFV. Is that CFV stand for Card Fight Vanguard? Yeah, I know that feeling. Vanguard used to... Oh my gosh, the struggles of the ex-Vanguard YouTubers. This is really gonna date myself, but I used to be a part of another channel where we did buddy fight videos, and before that, I was the hype man on another channel that did Vanguard deck profiles and like tournament reports. Jeez. No one else is really doing it. Now there's a lot of way better creators. Well, I'm sure that, like, Tempest, that you could bring your own unique spin or unique talent. I believe every person has something unique to bring to the table, especially when it comes to content creation. A different perspective, a different viewpoint, different life experiences. I think if you feel motivated to make content, and you have the resources and time, it could be worth doing. I mean, if you say so, Tempest. Weiss Schwarz was another one. I tried to get into Weiss Schwarz, but like, it was towards the tail end of my trading card game career. What kind of content do you want to make, Tempest? You cool with me calling you Tempest? Ooh. Singing is cool. Talking about Vanguard videos. That's also true, Tempest. Talking about Vanguard videos made me remember a video I made forever ago about Mega Colony when they were getting their machining support. And I was just like super hype in the video, and I was like, it's all about the matchup. You have to know the matchup. If you know the matchup, you can outthink and outplay your opponent, but it's all about the... And that was my phrase, it's all about the matchup. And then I took my Mega Colony deck to a tournament, and I misplayed terribly, and I lost and washed out. And I was so embarrassed. And my friends who worked on the channel with me, they're like, you were the one who said it's all about the matchup. What happened? I think that describes a lot of my card game career. I was really good at theory, but when it came to actual execution, I had a very great tendency to fumble. Yeah, I have really bad social anxiety, and if I misplay, my mental just breaks down. Like, it's an actual medical thing. Once my mental breaks down, it can be hard for me to get it back. And that makes card games really hard. It's why I can't do customer service jobs, because it's really easy for my mental to just break down, and then my mind just spirals into a fit of depression and self-hatred. Anyway, on that somewhat somber note, let's get into what we are working on today. So in the last stream, I shared a story that hold on, I just got a text from my mother. Give me just a second. Hold on. Yeah, shout out to moms. My mom is telling me about my my cousin, I think it's like my second cousin, who's in the hospital, and asking for prayers, you know, positive vibes, positive thoughts, all that good stuff for my younger cousin who's in the hospital. definitely sending good vibes out for that. I'm actually curious, Tempest. How did you come across my channel? It's always nice to have someone new in chat. Oh, really? I know you personally. Ooh, mysterious. Oh, oh, Gadget Man. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Now the Weiss Schwartz thing adds up. Now the Weiss Schwartz thing adds up. Okay, now I'm putting it together. Because when you said I knew you personally, I'm just trying to think, who do I know that's really into Weiss Schwartz? Would you prefer if I called you Tempest or prefer if I called you Gadget? Well, I'll call you Tempest because it matches your current name. I'll call you Tempest. So, before I was distracted, You can do it, Tempest. You can do it. I believe in you. You can defeat the autocorrect. You are strong enough to defeat the autocorrect. So, in my last stream, I shared a story that I'd been kind of working on that I got inspired by a random prompt. And we all batted ideas around building up the world. And this time, I want to review what we covered and came up with in the last stream, and also move forward with thinking about character ideas. And just wanted to pick your brains. And also, if any of you are working on any writing and want to share stuff about cool characters that you're writing about, please feel free to share that as well in the chat. I always love hearing about what other people are working on. All right, so here we are, which reminds me, let me do something really quick. I always forget I have to do this. I have to turn off hardware acceleration on my Google Chrome, so that way it doesn't get stuck and auto update improperly whenever I'm trying to stream it. All right, so let's really quickly go over the prompt. I found a random story title generator and a random story plot generator. I put links to both of those in the Discord. They're pinned in the writer's corner of the artist section of my Discord. If you want to find those two resources, they're really great resources. I did not make them, and they're really useful. But so the random name I got was all right. I'm definitely interested to hear what you have to say, Tempest. right off the bat, if you've got something that's very obvious, that is very... I haven't, so this part up here is the randomly generated part. All of this was randomly generated, as was the name Halcyon Avenging was randomly generated. And I liked this concept. So, let me go over this. This takes place in a sci-fi world, where all the technology is plants. Everything is some kind of plant, or some organizations use fungus, and some might even use insects. We dabbled with that a little bit, but in the main story, all of the technology is plant-based of some kind. And they had this idyllic society where everything was great. Everyone received equal amounts of this special fertilizer that allowed them to grow their plants at an accelerated rate, which powered their society. Nobody had enough to be like lap of luxury, but everyone had enough to survive, to replace all of their stuff, because all of the technology is biodegradable, so everything has to be replaced every few years. You know, clothes have to be replaced, everything has to be replaced. Then this highly charismatic leader, who's known only as the Revolutionary, that name can change, that name is very fluid, appeared and led a violent revolution that was orchestrated by these business owners who claimed that by decreasing everyone's rations of fertilizer, they would be more leftover fertilizer to use for scientific research and advancement to develop new technologies to push humanity forward. After the revolution, the revolutionary disappeared, and then the story takes place 20 years after the revolution. And that revolutionary, after they got older and jaded and saw everything they fought for twisted and turned around, saw all the politicians who they stood up for now turning their back on the people, became jaded and became the air pirate, the pirate who raids airways, kidnaps people for money, and can very often be found in a pub. So the air pirate, when they were younger, was this highly motivated, highly charismatic, revolutionary person with these big, lofty ideals, but has since watched everything they fought for be twisted and turned into something completely new and completely foreign and completely separate from the ideals that they fought for. They're more jaded now. They're defined by having this jaded. Oh, hey, Nekomaji. We were talking about the secondary character, the pirate. And the pirate, one trick of the story is that in the end of the story, the pirate wins. So the main character is That's the thing. Okay, so Tempest, that's the thing. They're actually enemies. They're on two different sides of this conflict. So Now 20 years after the revolution, the government has made an announcement that they believe humanity has reached its peak and has reached a dead end and is not worth saving anymore, and that they're going to detonate a bomb that's going to destroy all human life. And the protagonist, the airship pilot, becomes the leader of a rebellion that is trying to stop the construction of this bomb and save humanity. And in order to counter this rebellion, the government tracks down the air pirate who was the revolutionary and says, if you don't help us, we'll reveal to the world that you are the revolutionary. So then you're going to have to deal with the hatred of all of humanity in a world that's going to continue on doing nothing and spinning its wheels, where humanity will never advance further than they already have. So the two of them are approaching this problem. No. The government wants to destroy humanity. The government wants to destroy humanity. The government believes that humanity has reached its end and won't go. Something like that. They believe that humanity has reached its end and will never develop further, and that there's no more profit to be made. That their profits can never keep growing. What part of it doesn't make sense? That the government has given up on humanity and thinks it's better for everyone if humanity just ceased to exist? I guess one of the ideas I wanted to explore is, mm-hmm. 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 So I think part of the motivating factor behind their to show some amount of humanity in the government. I wanted this to be kind of a punk story, and which explores these ideas of people trying to survive in a very imbalanced power structure, in which a cold and unfeeling government made wide sweeping decisions that affected the lives of many people without even taking into account the wants, hopes, and dreams of the people that they're affecting. It's like cyberpunk, but with plants instead of the cyber. We were calling it plant punk last stream, coming up with lots of technology stuff. But like, you bring up a valid point that it can be see, that's I guess that's part of the idea that I wanted to explore, because there are so many people in even our modern society that are obsessed with the afterlife, with treating this life as some kind of secondary thing that's supposed to be full of suffering. That's possible. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, the government fallout shelter trope is played out, but when it works, it works. Mm-hmm. Ooh, actually, so the bunker. So there's this thing where the two primary characters, the main character and the secondary character, each have their own goals in this process. Hmm. They need to exploit the galaxy. Okay. Um. So one of the core things of this. A lot of the heavy orders that just do what they want, letting their egos run wild. So it's nice. Mm-hmm. So the main character wants to stop the bomb from going off and wants to destroy the government building where all of the government leaders are housed in order to avenge the lost idyllic days of the past. And to create an opportunity for a new government to be installed to bring back those lost days of idyllic peace. The secondary character, the pirate, fully and utterly believes that humanity has reached a dead end, that this technology, this iteration of humanity, has reached an absolute dead end, and has used their influence and resources to motivate and convince a group of genetic researchers in order for them to construct this single-celled organism that will survive all of the fallout from the bomb, the initial wave, the radiation, the secondary effects, all of it. The single-celled organism will survive that, and it's guaranteed, because of its genetic traits, that it will start the evolutionary chain that will eventually lead to the reemergence of humanity. So that is what the pirate is working on. Yeah, I don't know if you saw in the initial premise the twist. It all took place in the past. Um, so yes, the airship pilot wants to the randomly generated name I got was Halcyon Avenging. So I looked up what Halcyon means, and it's a period of time in the past that was idyllic, happy, and peaceful. It can also be the name of a type of bird and some like mythical bird of the past, which I thought would be really cool if the main character's airship was named the Halcyon or the Halcyon Avenging. But I don't know if that might be too on the nose for the story. But so yeah, the pilot wants to avenge the lost Halcyon days of the past and bring back that idyllic era that they had before. So the main character is looking backwards. The government, I like your idea of having the government have some kind of contingency, some kind of backup plan, where the government wants to reset humanity in their own image and with themselves at the top. So that way everything will be constructed in a way that suits them, because there are so many social programs still in place that that's going to take so long to tear down. It's just easier to wipe humanity out. Ooh, my brain's going somewhere. Hold on. The pirate is being blackmailed by the government. The pirate is being blackmailed by the government, and the pirate's plan to create something that will survive the government's bomb and lead to the reemergence of humanity is a secret project that they're keeping secret from the government. Ooh. But I just got a brainwave. So part of the thing about the Halcyon days of the past, the idyllic lost days, the idyllic lost days is that in that idyllic time, there were these powerful and capable social programs that were organized by the government, by the previous regime, that cared for and protected. Yes. There were these large, robust social programs that cared for and protected the weakest people in order to ensure this utopian society, right? As a cost of that utopian society, scientific advancement did slow down because so many resources were focused on making what they had good as opposed to developing new things. And what if the government spends 20 years trying to tear down all of these advanced social programs, all these things that they term as drains on society, all of these things that they label as parasites that are slowing down humanity's advancement. And the reason why they're setting off the bomb isn't like they claim it's because humanity's hit a dead end. That's their public facing response. But the real reason is because they are just tired of fighting with all of the social programs that were left by the last regime and trying to tear down and institute new programs that allow them to run the government in ways that they consider more efficient, but they want to just destroy not like 90% of humanity and rebuild it in a way that suits them. That's what I'm thinking. This is one crazy run-on sentence. Chinese are trying to change the world order piece by piece. That's true. That's very true. And these are also notes. This isn't the actual story. This is the notes. That so my original plan was that in the 20 years since the new regime took over, a lot of separate rebel groups had sprung up in order to resist the new government regime. And then with the announcement of the apocalypse bomb, I haven't come up with a name for it yet. With the announcement of that bomb, these separate rebel groups decide to band together, and for some reason, I'm thinking the pilot's careful tactical mind, these rebel groups unify underneath the leadership of this airship pilot. And I was taking that description of them being careful to be like, okay, so they have a very tactical, strategic mind and are able to outthink and outwit their enemies. In the prompt, hold on. In the initial prompt, it said that the story kicks off with the announcement of the apocalypse, and I kind of like that as like the galvanizing thing. I'm thinking of having like 1 to 2 chapters that sets up the world. I don't know. I know I want it to be very, very early in the story. Like I want that to be the big motivating factor. Yes, the pilot has to be someone who draws people to them. I like how you call that the American way. Ooh. Okay. Hmm. I might do a little bit of both. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like there's the kind of American story way, and then there's the very Japanese story way. But I just had a brainwave, just had a thought that I wanted to make a note. Yeah, Goku was just so powerful that people were drawn to him. And he was always the one fighting for what was right. So people who had ideals that aligned with his would naturally fall in line. Rex was the driver of the Aegis, basically inherently the second strongest blade in the world, but that's not what drew people to him. What drew people to him? What drew people to him were his ideals. He wanted to save the world in his future, to find a way for humanity to live together in his dying world. Ooh. He's happy to become the Aegis driver, but his ideals pushed him forward and drew strong fighters to travel with him. Interesting. Only once he realized what his comrades meant to him was he able to truly awaken the power of Aegis. So I just wanted to make a note of something, because talking about the government bunker got me thinking. In my original time that I'm saying it can still work, yes, it can definitely work. Tropes are tropes for a reason, and when executed properly, they can be very powerful. So when I wrote my original, like, air quotes draft of the story, I had this kind of outline for a scene where in the final battle, in the desperation of the final battle, the airship pilot, in a final desperation play, tries to ram their airship into the bomb platform where the bomb and all of its equipment are situated, but the pirate intercepts them, and the pirate rams their airship into the pilot's airship and says something cool over comms like, humanity, this isn't the end for humanity, I promise it. But I was thinking, if the government has some kind of shielded bunker that they're planning to go into, right? The two of their airships colliding could crash into that bunker before all of the shielding has been extended or whatever, and crush all of the equipment and all the people within it. Also, fun fact that you might enjoy, Tempest. Because this entire story is supposed to take place in the distant past, the idea is that all of their technology is biodegradable, so it's going to break down over time and eventually become fossilized, and that there's something called the Permian Triassic Extinction Event, which was an actual event that happened that killed like more than 50% of all life on planet Earth. Almost, it was devastating to the planet. And I was going to say, for the sake of my story, that this bomb started a chain reaction that led to that extinction event. I know that you tend to be a history buff, so I thought you might appreciate that tie-in to actual history. Because that takes place around the time when the supercontinent Pangea would have been separating. Boop, 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 boop. And here's the twist. It actually all took place in the past. That's the twist. Everything takes place in the past. Their one supercontinent that their world exists on is what we would call Pangea. All of their technology and all of that plant life eventually got condensed and eventually got fossilized and became the fossil fuels that we use today. That's the big reveal at the end of the story. Mm-hmm. I'm planning to have an epilogue at the end of the story that reveals that. What do you mean, how? I know there's going to be some kind of suspension of disbelief required because it is a story about plant technology that somehow includes airships. Oh no, Tempest. Where is your brain going? Nah. Alright, let's see where you're going. Okay. So, in the initial intro to the story, I'm going to introduce this story like it takes place on an alien world. They're not going to call their supercontinent Pangea. They're going to call it something else, which I haven't come up with a name for yet. And it's going to be treated like it's a story on some alien world, right? Where that happens to have humanity. So it's like a sci-fi fantasy world where all of their technology is based on plants. And everything they have is biodegradable. But then the reveal as like this whole talk of reemergence of humanity a few million years later, right? Because of the pirates' adventures, the pirates' endeavors, right? And this big bomb that's gonna set off this planet-wide event, right? And then in like a short epilogue, have it be revealed. You want to call me on Discord? All right, hold on. Hold on. I don't have an image for you to put on screen, but yeah, I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna hop in my stream Discord stream channel on my Discord. I'm in the stream voice chat on my Discord. I'm actually really curious what you have to say. Hello. Hello, Silva. You just wanted to join in on the fun? Oh, not voicing right now. Okay, Silva.
Hello?
Hey, if it isn't Tempests.
Alright, cool, I'm here. Alright, so here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So, it sounds like you really want to frame this thing as a fantasy world, and then the twist at the end is it ends up being something that really happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's hard to convey that without explicitly using words that only we would use to describe the place where they lived or the things that they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you have a plant?
It's more sci-fi than fantasy, but I see where you're coming from.
Why don't you have a plant that just grants immortality? Or something like it. And like it's not like a thing that anybody can have. It's like just some character in your story randomly has it.
Okay.
And then in your epilogue, rather than having it be an epilogue to the story, however you decide to have your story end, either one side wins and the bomb goes off and everybody's annihilated, or the other side wins and they defuse the bomb, but then it ends up failing anyway and humanity just devolves, and however you decide that you want it to end.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have it so somewhere in the present you have some researcher who is like somehow discovers these like plants, right? That's what they are. They're plants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in researching them, he goes to somewhere really remote. Like his research takes him to like not the Galapagos Islands, but like some island, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets there, he finds the plants, but he also finds one of the characters in the story who's been alive all this time. And the only reason that they're alive was to relay the story to this person. Like I don't know how you'd make that work, but like that's kind of how they did it in oh, I think it was in I think it's Frankenstein they kind of do that. Because in Frankenstein, the idea was the doctor created this grotesque monster that could live forever, um, but the whole story really is told to another character through like letters and dialogue, and that other character ends up seeking out the existence of the monster as a result of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm not saying that's what you do, but like those kind of stories work really well because there is a character in the story to be like, oh yeah, this was all true. It all really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might work for you in this case. I don't know how you do it necessarily. Um,
I'm not a big fan of the immortality plant, but I could do something like, um,
because I don't know how you explain like the fact that
mm,
like you like you'd have to subvert it somehow and find a way to be like, oh yeah, by the way, this all is just like maybe I don't know, like I think to me it just feels like it would be more satisfying as a
mhm.
reveal if you had some way to tie your fantasy story to the real world somehow. Like the
Yeah.
way that you're describing it, there's nothing really that does that without you explicitly telling the reader at the end, yeah, by the way, this was actually all totally real the whole time. You have to believe me. Um,
So,
I think it would be way more satisfying if
mhm.
you either had a character show up at the end to tell somebody else who was researching it somehow. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's a hard thing to do, but
So the ending I have right now in my my outline I have is the explosion rocked the surface of the Earth and destabilized the tectonic plates, causing them to slowly begin drifting apart, eventually arriving at the familiar shape we know today. The algae left behind from their technology would eventually become fossilized to become the fossil fuels that we use today, their technological wonders literally fueling a society that would eventually surpass them and develop new technologies that will never reach a dead end. Because most fossil fuels are actually from algae deposits.
yeah, okay. I guess that could still work.
And the idea I wanted to end with is this idea of kind of their society was doomed, but hope for our society that we will not be so stuck on one technology that the reaching a hard cap in power output from that one technology completely destroys our entire society. That we can continue, try new things, develop new technologies, and still seek powerful social programs for the betterment of all.
Hmm. Okay.
Because we are the society that continues without end.
Okay. No, that seems fine. I mean, I'm just spitballing over here.
Hmm. Yeah, but I really like some of your ideas. Um, so one of the ideas I had with it being in the past was that nothing survived. All the technology was biodegradable, so it would have all been broken down over the millions of years, right? But um, I could say that the government in their desperation for power made some kind of a historical record that survived that was found by modern day researchers. Developed uh, some kind of plastic for developing some kind of a record that survived. That definitely could be something.
Um. Yeah, maybe. Um.
Mhm.
Um.
Mhm. Oh, hey, Captain Patriot. Perhaps an archive of some sort of fossilized record. That's also a possibility.
Maybe you have to. Maybe they hid all of their secrets inside of fossils or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, I just wanted to jump on and kind of explain what I was thinking, because
It's hard to do that in text.
yeah. Um.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like for me having something kind of personal to draw from,
Hmm.
or like if you're gonna do exposition
Hmm.
in an epilogue, I think that it makes more sense to have a character do that rather than just to have
Mm-hmm.
an omnipotent narrator or the author do it that way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's because I'm used to like playing video games, and so in video games you have to have a character explain it because
Mm-hmm.
you can't just have disembodied voice explaining the world to you. It has to be done through characters. So I don't know, maybe it can work in a book or a story, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To me, that's really satisfying. So yeah. All right, I need to hop off a voice, but I can be on stream and chat for a bit longer tonight. But I have to go to bed pretty soon.
Okay,
But
sure thing. Thanks for dropping by.
yeah, that's my 2 cents. And yeah, looking forward to see what you do with this.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye. That was fun. So let's nail down to, like, we talked a lot about the world and we got some really good stuff. That description of having the government have a bunker that they're trying to survive in to rebuild in their own image really, I think, ties together a lot of the government's reasoning, and that makes the government's reasoning more deep. Ooh, time capsule. Ooh, time capsule. Good one, Captain Patriot. Because, like, even in modern day, we leave time capsules places. Like, that's a thing that people do now. So maybe some kind of a plant computer? By the way, how are you doing, Captain Patriot? Plant Skynet. Let's not do the, what was it, Darling in the Franks. Let's not do the Darling in the Franks thing where it's, oh, just doing RPG stuff? That's fun, Captain Patriot. Where, like, it's revealed that the plasmids from BioShock. Your time on Final Fantasy XIV is over. Oh, 15 till maintenance, lol. We already have Skynet in our current age. Yeah, we do. We're steadily moving towards it. We do have, there was an AI that could pass a Turing test. Mighty Protectors campaign alternate Tuesdays. Oh, that's fun, Captain Patriot. Oh, okay, Nekomaji. You were making a meme. I'm over here talking about the actual Google-powered AI that was able to pass a Turing test. For those of you who don't know, as far as I understand it, a Turing test is a test where someone talks to a computer and is unable to tell that they're talking to a computer. Like, someone's able to carry on a normal conversation with a computer, and think it's a person. Silva, you know gaming all night's not good for you. Alright, so. It's good for your soul. Okay, Silva. Yeah. Yes, it's malware. Over here with the VTuber jokes. So, let's double back around to the characters. Yes, Zen already failed once. Yes, a VR MMO that doesn't kill you. That's good. I'm glad, because you said you're doing every other you're doing alternate Tuesdays. So that way you can work on stuff without getting burnt out. That's great. Yes, Silva, she had one job. So let's double back to what this stream was originally supposed to be about. We covered a lot of ground, got some really great stuff ironed out, and I think it definitely gave me something to really work with here. The two primary characters, the airship pilot and the pirate. So what we know about the two of them, the only descriptor we have about the airship pilot is that they're careful. So I took that to mean that they have a brilliant tactical mind. So the airship pilot, and I keep saying they for these characters because I haven't settled on a gender yet. I don't know if I'm gonna write these as male, female, non-binary. I haven't gotten that far yet in description. So I'm just leaving it at they right now. I'm still in the early stages of this project. Yes, gender plant. I need a character with spunk. I'm gonna call them the sidekick. Ooh. Ooh. I like where you're going with that, Nekomaji. I really like where you're going with that. I don't know. Knows the airship was really idealistic, but also clear-headed. That's cool. So the pilot. So we're saying we have a pilot friend. Spunky and energetic. Knows the airship pilot. Super. Yes, Nekomaji, the emo pirate. spunky and energetic, knows the airship pilot is the best at tactics and strategy, and often drags them into situations where they are needed. Main character is slightly boring. You surround them with fun characters to help them grow. That's also a good solution. Okay, so we say the pilot's kind of an introvert. They do their job and just... They do their job, stay out of trouble, but if there is a fight, they win. Mm-hmm. Yes, OP animes. So you've got the best friend who drags the airship pilot into stuff. Okay. Robbie, well, what is the point in all of it? Just for you, Nekomaji, I'm going to put in an emo pirate. Just for you, Nekomaji. Interesting. Kane to Cecil in Final Fantasy IV. They're both militaristic at the start of the game, but Cecil was way more nuanced. Kane was more ruthless. That's also a good one. Oh. That's weird, Captain Patriot. I don't know why it refused your wrestler picture. Maybe your picture was too OP. That's bizarre. I didn't even know I had moderation on. It flagged it for too much skin. Okay. I mean, I am tagged as a family-friendly server, so I don't know if that's just part of their automatic moderation. Okay. So right now, what we're working with is we're going with the very skilled. That's weird. So we're going with the airship pilot is very skilled, and okay, Captain Patriot. They have a careful tactical mind, and once they get going, people just fall in line around them. I don't know, that feels almost too generic and too like your standard main character syndrome. But like what I'm going for here is like everything is set up so you think that the main character is going to win, and then in the end the main character loses. That's a good question. Yes. That is true. Yes. Yes. Hmm. You know what, people? All right, we are going. Let's go to the random generators. Let me see if I can find a random generator for this. I like going with randomness. All these are just one-word traits. I was looking for like quirks. Here we go. All right, let me just... is doing to preserve the future of humanity is something that he inherently believes, or is it something he acquired from working with the rebellion? Ooh, good question. All right, people. I need two numbers. I need one number between 1 and 3, and I need another number between 1 and 6. Chat, ready, go. Give me numbers. 1 and 5. 3. 3 and 3. Okay, Silva. Okay, Silva. Okay, Nekomaji. Alright, so we're going to take the first number from Captain Patriot, 1, and we are going to take the second number from Tempest, 3. So I'm going to press the Get Idea button 3 times, and we're going to take the first one that pops up on the top of the list. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh. Ah. Ah. You did this, chat. You did this, chat. Chat, you did this. So this character is an airship pilot that spent a lot of time in the air, and no, we are writing this out. We're writing this out, Tempest. The dice have spoken. The dice of the chat have spoken. No, see, here's the thing, right? The fact that the character believes in griffins, but then we don't actually add griffins to the world. See, that's the thing. We're not actually adding griffins. We're adding a touch of madness and a belief in the fantastical to our main character. That means our main character has a belief in the supernatural and the fantastical. It is most definitely a flaw. It is most definitely a flaw. Yes, so the griffin is like a cryptid. Oh, that was amazing. Yes. Uh, okay. We'll see, Tempest. We'll see. Uh, I just find it hilarious that that's what popped off on the random quirk generator. All right. All right, Tempest. Good night. Thanks for coming along and thanks for sharing your ideas. You helped out a great deal. Yes. I have an idea. Maybe as a child, they saw what they thought was a griffin, and no one believed them, and they've always wanted to fly as high and fast and up. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Yes. Good night. Good night, Tempest. And see, this is why I like random generators, because random generators produce these unique situations that inject such powerful creativity into a story. Like this whole like Griffin storyline with the character believing in griffins. Uh maybe they always ask they always ask other airship pilots if they've ever seen a griffin. What's it remind you of, Nekomaji? I'm actually gonna. Oh, really? There was a remake? Which one was the one with what's his name? Drew Carey. Oh, okay. All right, Nekomaji. All right, hold on. My brain's expanding on this. Yes, Mad Libs is great. Yes, I remember playing Mad Libs in school. The letter H. That's interesting. Alright, so here's what we've got so far. Airship pilots highly skilled, their careful and tactical mind can find solutions to almost any problem. Their piloting skills also match up with their tactical mind. They believe in griffins. Airship is named the Griffin. As a child, when riding an airship, they saw something flying through the clouds that was way too small to be another airship and looked a lot like a griffin from their storybook. Since then, they have been obsessed with finding proof that griffins are real. No one believes them, but they became an airship pilot to one day fly as high and as fast as a griffin to one day find proof that griffins are real. I said one day multiple times in that sentence. Hold on. Fly as high and fast as a griffin to one day find proof that griffins are real. Yes, okay. All right. All right, so we've got a pretty solid character for this airship pilot. Oh gosh. Gonna be blending creatures together to make a griffin? I just find it hilarious that it was the Griffin's one. Of the three of them, it was the Griffin's one. Oh my gosh. Okay, Nekomaji. Alright, so I think this is a kind of a payoff. Squirts with the water bottle. Bad, Nekomaji, bad. Alright, so I was thinking about what Tempest said about wanting to have a payoff for have a payoff for that whole thing with the Griffin, right? So, this is what I've got. I want to rework the final scene and say that the government officials were going into their bunker, but the armor plating was still being raised up by some kind of robotic arm in order to protect them from the bomb. And before the armor plating would come all the way up, the crashing airships crash into the bunker, destroying all the mechanisms and all the shielding, and killing everyone inside. And I had this thought of, what if we pay off the Griffin by saying the last thing the airship pilot sees before they crash into the bunker is that in the bunker, with all of the other government secrets that are being saved to be used in the new world, there's a Griffin in a cage. And they finally get to see the Griffin again, and they get all of this proof, all this vindication that yes, Griffins have existed, and the government was keeping them a secret. So that's the payoff to the Griffin thing. And in exchange for that, we're going to have the airship pilot asking about Griffins every time they meet another airship, every time they meet a new airship pilot. Or have some kind of a thing like other pilots are like, hey, you find any Griffins? And they're like, I'll find one day. Or something like that. I don't know. I haven't thought it all the way through. That was fun. That was really fun. I found this really cool meme the other day. Not the other day, actually today. It wasn't a meme. It was like a post. Like, I don't know where it was, Tumblr or Twitter or wherever. And it said, Terry Pratchett, the famous author, apparently wrote 400 words a day, every day. Like, and that's how Terry Pratchett was able to produce so much, like, produce so many books so regularly. He set a really low goal so he could always hit it. And one of the things that the person who was sharing this information was talking about was saying, for those of us with ADHD or with executive dysfunction, what if we lowered the bar a little bit and said, write 200 words a day? I could do that. Like, I've seen some authors talking about you want to crank out like 1,000 words a day, and that's just a lot of work. But if I do 1,000 words a day 2 days a week versus doing 200 words a day 7 days a week, yeah, the 1,000 words a day 2 days a week is going to be more words, but it's going to be easier to do the 200 words a day. Ooh, Nekomaji, thank you for staying on task. That's a really good one. Mm-hmm. So that's the only kind of victory I want to give the hero in this story. Like, one of the key parts of this story is that the hero loses. The only one who wins is the pirate. Because that's just how I want to frame the story. That, and the only kind of victory I want to give, the main character is that kind of hollow, pointless victory. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Nekomaji. Oh, what is it? Pyrrhic victory. There it is. Yes. Okay. So the idea I want to go for here is that the airship pilot has a touch of madness. This obsession about griffins. Like this obsession with griffins. And this constant belief that there's something more to the world than what they know. So we've got a lot of stuff lined up for the airship pilot. I still need a name and I need a gender. I'm leaning towards that plant gender. But I didn't want I wanted the main character's technology to be based around the ballistic stuff, not the fungal stuff, not the plant modification. Ooh, so let's talk about the pilot friend. Yes. So I'm looking at the pilot friends. Spunky and energetic, very skilled, often works with the airship pilot. Because the airship pilot is skilled, the two of them have accomplished great things. Should I just do random name generators? Team, should I just do random name generators? Let this entire thing be randomly generated. Make a Mad Lib style story prompt. Oh, you advise against it, Silva. Why is that? Oh, do you have a lot of unisex names, Nekomaji? Hmm. Hold on one second. So this is from the same website that I got the other generators from. This is from Reedsy. That's the same website I got the story name generator, and the prompt. Some because I'm constantly making OCs. I watch a lot of animes, read manga too. Yep, you are a great resource. Let's see what we get for hero name. So it generates 5 names. All right, so I need 2 numbers. First number is between 1 and 5, and the second number is between 1 and 6. Come on, Silva, why are you like this? All right, so Nekomaji said 3, 4. But Silva, I want you to participate. Give me a number between 1 and 6. Oh, Captain Patriot said 4, 2. 6, 1. All right, so since I didn't get any numbers from Silva last time, I didn't get any numbers. Oh my gosh, why are you like this, Nekomaji? Since I didn't get any numbers from Silva last time, and I didn't, let me scroll up. Did I get numbers? Last time I got numbers from Tempest and Captain Patriot. So this time I'll take numbers from Silva and Nekomaji. Sure, I'll take... Yes, you are definitely a powerful resource, Nekomaji. So I will take the 3 for the 1 to 5, and I will take the 6 from Silva. So I'm going to press the button 6 times, and we're going to go with whatever the third name on the list is. You ready, team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Adelia. Strength and nobility. You think that sounds like a last name? Hmm. These are supposed to be superhero names. I wanted hero. That's also true. Maybe. I'll put a question mark next to the name. Oh, what have you got, Silva? You got something? Plant names. All right, let's look at plant name generators. Fine. All right. We will generate 3 names. Somebody give me, Silva, give me a number between 1 and 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's so funny. So witch hazel is what we based, I believe that's what we based the weaponry on in this world. So we got firebird, coneflower, witch hazel, and Morrow's honeysuckle. So someone's name is literally going to mean gun. Or be like a kind of equivalent thing. I'm telling you, random generators, they are the birthing place of creativity. I'm curious. I'm waiting with bated breath to see what Silva comes up with. I'm presuming Silva's running these through some kind of translator. You're not wrong, Nekomaji. I could just name them after plants. We're running late again, but I'm okay with that. We're having fun. We're staying productive. No. I will name them Firebird before I name them that. What is that? Interesting. Put a plant line in a Google Translate and click through a bunch and see what you get. What sticks to you. Mm-hmm. All right, so as we expand the world, we can, like, I could just do the Dragon Ball Z thing and make all the names some modified version or variation of a plant name of some kind. And then have them be like the different nations on Pangea or whatever we're gonna call it. We still haven't figured out what we're gonna call the world. Having that different nations follow different traditions and naming conventions could be interesting. What'd you find, Nekomaji? Grief Fal Mori because of what they were. What were they, Nekomaji? That's glorious. That is absolutely glorious. Grief, Fal, and Mori. Okay. Not very many animes. Oh my gosh, Silva, are you still going through withdrawal because Final Fantasy XIV servers are down for maintenance? I think you might have a problem, Silva. I really do. That's one thing, like, if I play Final Fantasy XIV, I'm gonna play it on stream. Like, I'm gonna stream me playing the story quests. Mm-hmm. Cat characters have a cat pun in their name. Just the main story quest, the job quest too boring. Okay. But it's on my list of things to consider. Only because Final Fantasy XIV has that award-winning free trial. All right. Let's find... Yes, the award-winning Heaven's Word expansion. I'm sure they all won some award or other, Silva. All right. So, what we're going to go with for the name is Hazel Adelia. That's my Airship Pilot's name. Still not set on a gender yet, but Hazel Adelia. Yes, pirate is really popular. What do you think about this chat for our tragic hero? Yes, Stormblood does sound like a good name. Ooh. Okay. Nekomaji. What do these three names mean? Grief, Fall, and More. Or do they all do they all mean do they all mean Griffin? Oh, of actual griffins from legend and lore? So Nekomaji, these are names from anime and manga. I'm over here like, oh, are these names of griffins from like ancient legends and tales of lore? That's fair, Nekomaji. Now I'm just picturing a future where anime and manga are child like bedtime stories. Which I realize is probably what happens in the modern day. That's fair, Nekomaji. That's fair. Real life is less interesting. But so, okay. My thought was, so the main character is looking for a griffin. And then if we name the pilot Griffin, ah. Ooh, that's interesting. All right. So I'm thinking. Grive Stormblood. With a pirate name. What do you think of that name, squad? What do you think of that name, team? Oh, you had a Grife in your list. You had a grief in your list, so we're gonna go with that one. Okay. Ah. Part of me wants to just not and let people pronounce things how they see fit and let myself be surprised with how people pronounce things. Like, I don't want to go full Tolkien on this. Well, I use Tolkien as a reference because Tolkien defined every single part of his world into such extreme detail that it was extreme. Oh, you think the Greif was better with the Y? But that argument is half the fun of GIFs. Yeah. Letting people choose, yeah, that's where I'm going with it. To be fair, a lot of villains have said that the problem is choice. I wasn't referring specifically to the architect, like, that almost that exact same line was spoken by Xenos, the bad guy from Dragalia Lost. I will never stop being mad that Dragalia lost his ending. Sorry, but I had to stop myself there because I was about to go on a tangent. We were about to be here for another 2 hours while I ranted about how mad I am about that. I think we have like okay, Silva. I think we have a lot to go on. Do we want to come up with a quirk for the pirate? Or do we want the airship pilot to be the only one with, or do we want Hazel to be the only one with a quirk? Hmm. That could be interesting. I'm really leaning towards making the pirate female. Just because the idea that in their youth that's interesting. That's an interesting quirk, Nekomaji. Yeah. So the reason why I'm thinking about making welcome back, Silva. The reason why I'm thinking about making Grief Stormblood female is because you see so many stories in anime and manga and other stories of some princess of revolution, some like Saint Joan of Arc type character that galvanized a revolution. And so it's this idea of someone who was the face of revolution, right? Where she was the face of revolution. She did, with her charisma and courage, charge bravely into an entirely new world. But as soon as she achieved that world, she was cast aside. And has now become jaded, world weary, and has become a cutthroat pirate, known on the clouds and the airway and the air currents as Grief Stormblood. What do you think, chat? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I probably completely misspelled courageously there, but I don't care. Long since thrown away. I'm thinking about what you suggested though, Nekomaji, that have her only consider one thing specific as treasure. Everything else is garbage. But what one thing could she consider as treasure? That would be the only thing that she goes after. Interesting. Audacious space pirates, Moretsu pirates, have female pirates like the main character's mom and crew. One Piece obviously has a lot for reference, ideas of personality or appearance. That's true. I'm gonna make notes of that. Isn't Moretsu Pirates the one where like piracy is like government sponsored or something? Like the piracy is government sponsored as long as nobody gets killed, but the bad guy wants it to be really dangerous. But you have to have a special ship in order to be allowed to be a pirate? Okay. Okay. I'll make a note of that. I'll probably skim through some of it just to get some ideas. Interesting, Nekomaji. let's see. I'm not saying I'm gonna use it. But can chat give me a number between 1 and 3 and a number between 1 and 6? Let's see what pops up, because this quirk generator was quite interesting, and I'm curious to see what it pops up. Okay, we got 2 and 5 from Silva. What else? Anybody else want to submit numbers? Oh, that's funny, Nekomaji. Maybe I should learn how to run a poll. I know that's a thing that you could do. You can do in YouTube for live streams. All right, 2 and 5 it is. Gonna press the button 5 times, take the second one from the top. Okay. 1. Hello? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 2. Like, so I think somehow this website's trolling me. Well, I guess we could say that the pirates defining trait could be Grief's defining trait could be that she believes that humanity has reached a dead end and that the world needs to end. That could be the trait we go with. Yes. So she's so world weary. She's so jaded. She's watched everything she believed in crumble around her. And all of the scientific advancement that her political backers promised has only served to make their lives better and make the life of the common person drastically worse. Actually, the whole thing with the government actually trying to restart the world because they can't reform society properly. It resolves one of the issues about, why would the government believe that humanity's reached its end? Ooh, yes. All right, so since she believes the world needs to end, she doesn't care about property rights and will just take whatever she wants. Her natural charisma and ruthless nature draw in a crew of deadly pirates. Yeah, that could prove to be very scary. But then, in this instance where the pirate sees that, where Grief sees that what she wants is going to be given to her, the world is going to end. She has a moment of clarity and realizes it's kind of like that thing, or like if you want something, like there's an old saying that like if you hate your life, go try to drown, your body will tell you that you still want to live, which is a very morbid and not healthy way to deal with any of those thoughts whatsoever. But this idea that when you're confronted with the thing you want, it will not always be what you expect it to be. Yes, if there's Spart to boot, that's also scary. Okay, so she gets a chance. She wants everything to start over. Ooh. So the thought I was having was, like if uh if the government built a bunker for them to survive in, right? And it's strong enough to survive this super mega bomb, right? Then 2 airships crashing into it shouldn't be enough to destroy the bunker. But I just realized you can't see what I just did. So I just her natural charisma and ruthless nature draw on a crew of deadly pirates. When she's confronted by the government plan to wipe out most of humanity, she realizes that she wants to wipe out all of humanity and create a chance for everything to start over. So, the thought I'm running with here is, what if she sabotages the government's bunker, which is why it's so flimsy? Oh, what you got, Nekomaji? What you got for me? Oh no, I feel like there's gonna be some kind of scary reveal here. What's the crazy reveal, Nekomaji? I also feel like I'm kind of writing this story backwards. Like I'm mapping out all this stuff about the final battle and the final scene. But like I'm mapping out where I'm going. Which is very much not how I used to write at all. Altair from Fairy Tale does go back her life doing whatever, committing all sorts of acts of evil, believing this was just a trial and her real life would start again in a new world. Oh. That is very true, Silva. Let's see. I'll make note of that. Ah, that's interesting. I think we have a lot of stuff. We have the two main characters very well fleshed out. We have a little bit of stuff about the pilot's friend. We have names. We have some name suggestion and name ideas. We have most of the ending fleshed out. I'm just reading over the notes of what we come up with tonight. Yeah, that's also really true, Nekomaji. That's an interesting way to approach it, Nekomaji. But you've been a great resource for helping me nail down this story. I've been making sure to carefully save as we go. You just need to set aside time to write. The problem is, like, see, setting aside time to write is gonna get really easy next month because my friend's kid is gonna be going back to school, and right now, entertaining her has taken up my entire attention and energy. So I haven't had a whole lot to really expend on other resources, and also it's just like pulling teeth to get downstairs to get to my computer. Because she constantly wants to do stuff with me. I'm like, I told her mother today that like I'm like the new toy. I'm the new fancy thing that she wants to play with all the time. But in like next month, when she goes back to school, I'll have the days free whenever I have energy for it, that I can just head on down here and well, I would be, if you ever are you a member of my Discord, Nekomaji? I think you are, aren't you? Because you've shared some stuff in the meme thing with your like water buckets and stuff, right? And your cool packages. That was you, right, Nekomaji? But I put on my Discord, I put on my Discord a writer's corner. So if you ever write anything, whether it be poetry, whether it be character backstories, or whatever, and you just want to share it, that's okay, Nekomaji. But if you ever just want to share what you've written, feel free to share it there. I can't guarantee you're gonna get what kind of feedback you're gonna get. But I just want to say that's an option. We're coming up on 3 hours. Holy cow. This has been a fun night. We've gone over a lot of great stuff. We've gotten a lot of ideas. Had a guest star come on for a little while. I think this has been a pretty successful stream. I hear people walking around upstairs. One I'm currently working on is the one I've been talking about. Right now I'm working on the weapons, as I don't make characters since it's a world other people get to play in. Ooh, so you build the world, you build the weapons, you build the items, and you let other people build their characters in order to play around in your world. That's exciting. I know Silva had mentioned having some ideas for puzzles and traps and stuff that they could share if other people wanted to use them for like D&D campaigns. Anyway, let's start to wind down a little bit. The dice focused RP world, basically you build the story with other people. That's exciting. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this. I wanted to mention it earlier on in the stream, but I'm really proud of myself today because I called my pharmacy and put in a refill for 2 medications that I didn't have the prescription number for, so I couldn't use the automated system to get the prescription refilled, so I had to call and talk to an actual person. And I am really proud of myself that I got up the courage and I went ahead and did that. I'm going to be going into my doctor's office on Wednesday for a meeting anyway, so I figure I'll pick up the medication then. So does it... thank you, Nekomaji. So, moving into the week, does anyone have any special plans or exciting things they're looking forward to in this week? I know for me, I want to make some time to start writing some of this story and actually, like, we've been doing so much planning and outlining. You have nothing at the moment, Silva? Okay. That's okay. Well, I just want to say thank you to all. Ooh, idly work on stories. That'll be exciting. As for my schedule this week, I might be busy Friday. Pelly, I don't know if any of you remember him. He's come to the stream a couple times. Told me he might be going off on some adventure that he and his friends do. Kind of doing some like news reporter stuff this Friday, and I might be going with them just to help out and be part of the adventure. So there might not be a stream on Friday. I will post about it on Twitter if there isn't going to be a stream, and I'll post about it. I'll make a Discord announcement if there's not going to be a stream. We got to see as we get closer to Friday. Everything else is looking pretty good. I might because one of the people I live with wants to spend a bunch of time with me and actually play some Yu-Gi-Oh with me. I might have to call off one of the anime nights this week. We'll see what that looks like. We'll see what that looks like and all of that. I hope all of you have a wonderful week. Yeah, it's interesting because like the person I live with, person who got me introduced to all of these other people, real life, with actual physical cards. Yeah, it's interesting because like the person that I'm living with right now that got me set up in this place, I knew from my Yu-Gi-Oh days, which was a long time ago, and they never stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh. They were never a competitive player, but they definitely played for fun and had a blast, and like they have really creative and unique decks. So it'll be interesting. I'll probably be playing some GOAT format, which will be fun. Oh my gosh, cardboard is expensive. The person I live with, they have been kind of sustaining themselves on buying lots and collections from friends and on the internet and buying bulk from card shops in order to get tons of commons and cheap cards that they can use to build their decks and build their collection. And that's led to them having this this massive collection of a lot of lower rarity cards that they use for building decks. Which is the polar opposite of how I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Theoretically, we could do that, but I'm not sure how they would feel about that because they're kind of a like the card has importance kind of person. Ugh. We don't talk about Magic Cylinder. I love that Magic Cylinder never stopped being relevant. It's just slow, but after it hits the board, it can be a game changer. Anyway, I want to say thank you to all of you for coming. Silva, Nekomaji, Tempest. Yes, that is definitely funny, Silva. But yeah, Silva, Nekomaji, Tempest. Yeah, because I went overkill with it. I made a monster that was way bigger than I needed it to be. Anyway, thank you all for coming to the stream. It's been... yeah, just use Gores. Just use Gores. It's been a blast, and I want each and every one of you to know that I love each and every one of you, and I believe in you. You are precious, you are valuable, you are important. And I think that you're all really great. And I hope you always remember the motto, shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the memes. Okay, Silva. Cracking like a glow stick. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you to everyone. If you want to keep up with me, you can find my Twitter and a link to my Discord server in the description. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ding the notification bell if you want to be kept up to date whenever I go live or release any new content. If you ever feel the urge to give to improve the stream and improve my life, there's donation links in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and always remember, you are great.